Today we're going to discuss life in general and what makes us choose a particular lifetime. Is it our choice or is it dictated by something else? So what happens is when a soul is born, it determines its soul path. The soul path is a full circle that takes it back to merge with the maker. Now, this soul path is dictated by the challenges it has to learn, it is dictated by the lessons the soul needs to learn, and that is what dictates a lifetime. So, when the soul is born, it chooses a lifetime of what it would like to experience in that life. Based on that, it is given a choice of certain amount of parents that fulfill that criteria. The soul chooses a parent that fulfills the criteria the best and is born to those set of parents. So we choose our parents, not the other way around. Now, when the soul is born, it has a 2-year window to decide whether this was the right choice or not. Now, let's say a soul chose a set of parents because it needed to experience poverty and hardship, and those parents fit the bill. But during the 9-month gestation period, the parents struck lucky, they drew a lottery, they became millionaires, and by the time the soul was born, the parents were really, really rich. Now, this is not what it wanted to experience in that lifetime, so it has a choice to go back or a choice to stay and experience whatever it's going to experience. Now, let's say the soul chose to stay and it experiences during that lifetime. It will go through its own challenges, it will go through its own hardships. The way you deal with those hardships and the way you deal with those challenges is what is what makes your kismet or gives you the luck factor. So let's say that lifetime is over and now the soul is sitting in a life between life period. The life between life period is from one lifetime to another. You're given that period to sit down, to introspect, to absorb, to evolve from the lessons that have been learned from the previous lifetime, and to decide what you want to do or what you want to experience in your next lifetime. So during this life between life period, the soul sits, it evolves, it evaluates, it decides, and then chooses what are the next challenges it needs to face and chooses a set of parents that fit that bill completely. So it's born again to a new set of parents. Now, depending on the way the soul dealt with the challenges in the previous lifetime, will dictate his karmic factor in this lifetime. So, supposing, let's say you were a king in your previous lifetime, but you were a very benevolent king. So, you accrued a lot of positive karmic debt. Now, in the next lifetime, that same soul chose to be a beggar. But because it had accrued a lot of positive karmic debt, even as a beggar, that soul will never go hungry. There'll always be somebody there to feed him, somebody to give him clothes or whatever. This is where the karmic factor comes in play. But the choices are still ours and will always be ours. Nobody else makes them for us. Now, let's say, as that beggar, that soul was very ungrateful, never said thank you, never had gratitude for the food in his mouth. Accrual of a lot of negative karmic debt. The soul chooses that lifetime is over, challenges are faced, life between life period, introspection done, if whatever evolution had to be done is done, and a choice has been made that in the third lifetime, this is what I want to experience. Now, based on what it wants to experience, again, a set of parents are given, a choice is made, and the soul is reborn. But this time, it is carrying forward an accrual of bad karmic debt. So, what is likely to happen? A lot of You put in a lot of hard work, but results don't come. You put in, you do everything right, but you don't get the benefit for what you do. This is a karmic debt. How do we recognize the karmic debt? When something happens cyclically, it is happening again and again and again. It's a karmic debt. A karmic debt also comes from when we, in a lifetime, are faced with challenges. We don't live up to those challenges. We don't learn from those challenges. Those challenges also become a karmic debt because we have to learn from them. We have to grow from them. Until we don't, they will come back in our life again and again and again. And believe you me, every time they come back, they're going to be a little worse than the previous time. The universe is very gentle. The first time it gives you a slight nudge. The second time it'll give you a push. The third time it may just slap you to say, hey, wake up, you're supposed to learn from this, get on with life. So, coming back to life is tough. It's tough for everybody. There are pain points for everybody, and nobody has the right to tell somebody that, oh, your pain is less, mine is more, or you don't understand what I'm going through. Not true. Everybody's pain point is their pain point. Nobody has the right to belittle that pain. It is their pain. It is very real. But fact of the matter is, everybody goes through that pain. Everybody goes through that challenge, that trauma, that difficulty. That is life. All these challenges, all these difficulties are placed in our path to help us to grow, to help us to evolve, to help us further on our soul path. Let's put it this way. This is a lifetime, the only lifetime that you know of, the only lifetime that you're aware of. So you're blessed with a life as a human. Let's forget about the past lives, let's forget about karma, let's forget about death, let's forget about everything. Let's just look at life as you know it. Your life, one life, that is all you know. Why don't you go ahead and make the best out of it? Instead of letting the hardships, the challenges bog you down, pull you down, tear you apart. Why don't you live up to them, face them? At every challenge, look at that challenge. See what is the lesson you need to learn from that challenge. Learn that lesson, and I promise you the challenge will go away to never come back. It only comes back because we've not learned, we've not grown, we've not evolved. Try this at any time when the going is really rough. Sit down. Amidst all that pain, amidst everything, sit down, take a minute to introspect. Look at what you did, what was the role you played in making that situation the way it was. You're not here to correct the world. You don't have the right to. All you can correct is yourself. So look at the role you played in that circumstance that made it as bad as it was or where it brought you. Put a correction in place. The moment you put a correction in place, it will start to unravel and sort out, and the pain will go away. Another factor that is there is the moment we introspect and we stop a blame game and we only look at ourselves and we look at our role in any incident, in any situation, in any altercation. the pain stops because you start realizing you are accountable for whatever is happening in your life. The moment you start doing that, you start learning, you start evolving, you start growing. And believe you me, life does become a little smoother. I'm not saying the challenges won't come. They will come again. Some other challenge, some other hardship. That is what life is about. But your ability to deal with them, the way you deal with them will improve and get better. The pain will go away. So I've spoken a lot about life, life between life, choices we make, challenges we face, karmic debts we incur. I will get into each one of these individually in a subsequent video. If you have liked the contents of this channel, do like and subscribe. At any time that you have questions, doubts, or queries, please put them in the comment section. I would try and address them to the best of my ability.